Hi all, welcome to John's Model Making. Today I've got the Time War Dalek. There we go, 23 to 26. Excellent. I believe there's not a great lot to these 4 issues, but oh, and I've just pulled that off. I'm just going to show you this. There we go. This is where the alien sits, Herbert, and I've just pulled it off there. Right, never mind. I've took the seat off, as you can see. I did get a message off Peter Girling recommending that I take the seat off because it makes it easier to put all the panels on, and especially these 2 connectors that we've got left over. I would imagine they go on this panel here today, and then obviously we do the top part here as well. So we're just going to make it, well, elevate it basically, and then I can put the seat back in place along with Herbert. Anyway, let's have a look at stage 23. Okay, here we go, stage 23. Have a look at the magazine, Genesis of the Daleks, and we got the parts here as well, step by step build, part 23. The neck wall connector, neck wall piece with fixing screws. Excellent. There we go. Lots to read about. Oh, there we go. The Daleks use Ogrons as their foot soldiers. Is it Ogrons or Ogrons? And here we have the parts. Midsection Dalek Mutant Control Center. Yeah, it doesn't look like a great lot to it. Yeah, that back panel and that connecting plates. Lots of screws. What have we got? AP, FP screws. Yeah, connecting panel and rear wall. There we go, and then we put these connectors on. Yeah, excellent. So it does make sense to take the actual seat out. That's completed work. Brilliant. And then build part 24. To continue the neck area, you will receive 2 bucket pieces, the next neck wall section and the necessary fixing screws. There we go. Excellent. We also got this mug. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm going to leave it in the box anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure what we were supposed to be expecting. Is it a Dalek mug? But yeah, that looks pretty cool. That I do like that. Anyway, they're the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, let's get the parts out. Okay, those are the parts. Excellent. So this little piece will go alongside this piece. Flip that over and slot it into place. Just as well as take the seat out. Glad about that, very much so. I think this is a bit of a tight fit, this. Seems to have gone in. Yeah. Wow. That is a tight fit. Excellent. There we go. We need 4 FP screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we get the first FP screw in here. There we go. Excellent. Alright, that's that in place. Now we need this piece. You can see that's a longer tab than that. So I think that goes that way. Yes, it does. There we go, just like that. We want 6 more of these FP screws. I have noticed in the instructions AP screws aren't mentioned. There we go. That's that back panel in place. Yeah, looking pretty cool. Excellent. Right, now we need these 2 pieces. Okay, so the first one we need is 22B. It does have a B in there. That has an A in there. So we can pop that there like so. Pop that there. Look at that. Perfect. That's with the seat being in place. And we use the AP screws for this, even though the instructions say FP. There we go. Then we want 22A, which will fit into there, and there, and again 2 more AP screws. There we go. That looks pretty cool. I know it's all black and I know people have customised theirs, but that looks pretty cool, that. Excellent stuff. There we go. So that's stage 23 complete. Let's move on to stage 24. Okay, now we got stage 24, the Power of the Daleks part 2. Oh, Billy Piper. Yeah, what does everybody think about Billy Piper becoming the new Doctor? I'm hoping it's going to be better than the previous guy. Anyway, even though he was good, it was a bit too woke for my liking. Dalek duplicity. Fancy having that in your head. There we go. Midsection Dalek Mutant Control Center. So we have container 24A and 24B, and upper rear wall FP and AP screws. Now, does it mention? It mentions AP screws this time. And FP screws for that upper wall. There we go. Completed works. Excellent. Looks like the other section is in build part 25. Excellent. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the build. Okay, let's get the parts out. There we go. Those are our parts. We got 24A and 24B. That one's 24B. As you can see, it's different than 24A. Let's look at the shape of it. It slopes more on this side. So that one goes here, and B goes on to there, like that. And we need the AP screws. Let's flip them over, and 4 AP screws. Lift that up. Right, this piece goes on to here, I believe. There we go. Sat on just like that. There we go, you can see that alright. Yeah, and we need the FP screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, don't get the first screw into here. There we go. Excellent. Looking cool, is it not? Brilliant. Let's bring it further back. There we go. Getting on with it. Obviously, stage 25, we'll pop on this side. Excellent. So let's move on to stage 25. Okay, stage 25. Remembrance of the Daleks. Part 4. The Daleks clash on the streets of London and a known nemesis is revealed. Do love reading these. There's Rubbery Davros. Imperial Dalek. You know, Sylvester McCoy is the Doctor. And here we have the midsection. Container 25A and 25B and upper rear wall FP and AP screws. So just the same as previous. Building up this wall so as we get that. Excellent. And then coming in, build part 26, 13 connection cable wires of various sizes, a wire connection cap plus integrator, and 5 fixing screws. There we go. Looking cool. I don't think we use all these cables, but anyway. They're the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, parts out. There we go, those are our parts. So 25A goes here, 25B goes there. It's just the same as previous. We need the AP screws for this as well. Yeah, that will go just there, and that will go there, like so. Get the AP screws out. All lined up. There it is now. Excellent. 4 AP screws. There we go. That looks cool. Excellent. Right. Let's pop this onto here. Lift that up out of the way. Hopefully this will go on without any crunches. Oops. I'll trap my finger then. Right, 4 FP screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant. There we go. Obviously we're going to have a connector here. Because you can see there's a bit of a gap there. But that'll close up later. Looking cool, is it not? Brilliant. Right, let's move on to stage 26. Okie doke, stage 26, we have the ambush. The Doctor and his companions devise a plan to break out of their prison cell. And there are all the parts as well. We'll see them in a second, I see. There we go. Genesis Dalek. And midsection Dalek Mutant Control Centre. So lots of cables. 26A is cable connection 1, B connection 2, C connection 3, D connection 4, E connection 5, and 26F is cable connection 6 times 2, 26G is cable connection 7 times 2, 26H is cap for wires, and 26J is cable connection 8 followed by K with connection 9, and then we have the integrator 26L, 26M is cable connection 10, 26N is cable connection 11, and we have GP screws. Excellent, 5 of. There we go. So we'll pop that in. Ah, there we go. So that will keep these two panels together. The integrator. You may find it easy to fit the cable connection in the following steps if you remove the support for the backrest. Oh, I've already done all that. Did make it easier putting that back panel in with them two pipes. Anyway, there we go. Right, then we've got a series of connectors. 26N. Yeah, and all the way through. So we have 26A, B, C and D, and 2 parts 26F are not fitted at this stage. Right, we can pop them to one side then. Excellent. And then we have a neck wall section. Trim strip and 2 limit switches plus all the necessary screws to fix them in position. They're the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, let's get the parts out. There we go, those are all the parts that we get. Now these here we don't need. Those are the two 26F and the 26A, B, C and D. So we can pop them to one side for now. First thing we need is the integrator. That will go onto here. I believe it goes something like... Get it the right way around first. That. And then we'll have to fix that in place with GP screws. Okay, hold that in place like that, and we have 4 GP screws. There we go. Excellent. Right, now we want the 26N. That fits down into that hole there, I believe, and into this side of the integrator. Let's see, a hole down there. I think that's the correct hole, is it not? Down there. Right, okay, could have done with doing this first, really. Yeah, I think the bottom part needs to fully go in. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I think that's gone in now. Yeah, this is just a round connection. And yeah, it is just a solid tight connection. So just keep wiggling it. There we go. Let's try it again now. And yeah, there we go. That's 26N in place. Okay, 26M is the next one. Again, that will go right down there. So again, just wiggle, 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 push, push, push. Right. I think that one's gone in. I can see this one better, actually. Just needs to turn it a little bit. There we go, turn the whole pipe. And that is now in place. Well, they are stiff, but at least they're never going to come out again anyway, are they? Right, we want 28J now. Okay, up, this is 28J. Yeah, 26J. That will go into that hole there. It's a smaller hole, but again, we just need to That one's coming. Oh, brilliant. Just keep wiggling it until, there we go, back in again. Keep wiggling it till we get it fully into the bottom. Might need opening up this. This is a much tighter bit. I know some people put oil on these as well to ease them in, but we're getting there anyway. I think that's got it. That one's come out again. Well, that one's back in. And let's see. Yeah, that one's in. Ah, now these might tend to drop out these, so a little bit of liquid super glue on the ends. Right, next we need 26K, which will be this one because it'll be the opposite. Just into the. Well, that one's going in alright. That one's going in nice and bonny. Let's get this one in here. There you go. I don't know. I want to come out all the time. Get my pliers there. Right, you're in. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to glue these. They're both in. There we go. All four in. Excellent. So the last one was 26L. What next? Okay, next we need 26E and 26H. And 26H fits on the top of 26E. There's a D-shaped connection like that. There we go. That fits onto the integrator there. And into the hole at the bottom. There we go, like that. That weren't too difficult, were it? Next we have these two, 26G. These are supposed to be D-shaped connections at the bottom. I suppose that is, to some degree. And that one will, there we go, that one's gone in there. And this one, yeah, that looks like D-shape, goes into another hole, just there. That one's gone straighter than that one. But it does say in the magazine, if you want to, you can tape them for now, but we'll leave them like that. So that's 26G and that's 26G. Excellent. There we go, that's all that fiddly pipe work in place. I can now put the stand back on and put Herbert back on it. So that's stage 26 complete. There we go, folks. There's Herbert back in place. Looking cool. Yeah, fantastic. All them pipes, yeah, quite fiddly, some of them. Tight connections down at the bottom, one or two weren't. It might be an idea to keep the integrator off and then screw it in afterwards. If I'd have known it was going to be that difficult, I would have done that. But I didn't. Yeah, take the 4 screws off. Just there's a bit off. Take the 4 screws off, take the integrator off, put the pipes on the side, put it back on. Yeah, it's always easy with eyesight. There we go. But it's looking fantastic. And I know some people have customised those, especially all these bobbly bits. Somebody put them on as silver or aluminium. They're quite effective actually. Very good indeed. And others have painted theirs up as well as their alien. But I think Herbert looks cool like that. Excellent. Anyway, there we go. That's the Dalek 23 to 26 for this month. I know it's a week or two late, but it is what it is, I suppose. That day I've been on holiday, and this is what happens. So the next lot should be with me in a couple of weeks' time, 2 or 3 weeks' time. So I'll get that up early doors. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and watching. I hope you did enjoy that. If you did, go along to Hachette Partworks.com and see if you can still order this. I'm sure you can. They'll love your company. I mean, your custom. Your company as well, I suppose. But anyway, thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you next month. Bye for now.